Now I am going to discuss about the single phase induction motor. Since single phase induction motor doesn't have the rotating magnetic field, to get that rotating magnetic field, that is according to the getting rotating magnetic field, the single phase induction motor is classified split phase motor and a shaded pole motor. In the split phase induction motor, by using a capacitor, we are going to get the rotating magnetic field, obviously starting torque. This is permanent capacitor single phase induction motor. The permanent capacitor single phase induction motor, the capacitor in the stator winding is permanently connected along with the auxiliary winding. This is what now we are going to discuss. Single phase induction motor. If you consider only one winding in the stator side, that is nothing but the main winding simply. So if that is energized by the AC supply, because of the single phase power supply with the single winding, that alternating current pass that develops the pulsating torque, that developing the pulsating torque. Because of double field revolving theory, flux can be, the alternating flux can be resolved into the two fluxes by the double field revolving theory. So one can be the positive and another one is the negative signals. That's because of positive one we are getting the positive torque, that is maybe the forward torque we are getting, and that is in one direction because of the positive. It's like that way. One more thing is a backward torque which is developed from the alternating flux. This forward torque and backward torque are we are considering by the double field revolving theory. This forward torque which has some magnitude with the direction, like that way your backward torque also has the same magnitude but its direction is just opposite to the forward torque. If you take the final net resultant torque of the two will be the difference of forward torque and the reverse torque, let's say 0, so that the net torque of the single phase induction motor will be the 0. That is nothing but there is no starting torque in this single phase induction motor. There is no starting torque. So to attain this starting torque, we are going to make some modification in that single phase induction motor. How means, this is the same single phase induction motor with the main winding, and now I am going to connect one more winding with a capacitor. This another winding which is called auxiliary winding with a capacitor connected in series with the auxiliary winding and parallel with the main winding. This is our main winding. Here we are having the rotor section. It's similar to the squirrel cage rotor. This rotor is a squirrel cage rotor. That is rotor short circuited solid wire, and this is excited with a single phase AC supply. So now what happens now? This will produce the one main flux pi m, the main winding which produce the flux value of pi m. Meanwhile, because of the capacitance and the supply current goes to the auxiliary winding, cause one more flux is developed, that is pi s. Now we have two fluxes with some phase angle difference around 90 degree. How means, if you apply Kirchhoff's current law here itself, the current in that starting winding is Is, the current in the main winding is Im. Sum of the two, that is vector sum of the two current will be the line current. So if we make the vector sum, we will get the starting current, it's a main field current. These two currents are 90 degree phase separate. How means, if you go for the phasor of this one, it is the supply voltage V. Because of the capacitor, we know very well the circuit current always in phase in case of a resistive circuits, but it leads in case of a capacitor. So since we are having that one, this Is current will lead the supply voltage like this, so that your supply voltage is this one. Your starting current is highest, that leads the voltage by some angle according to the capacitance value. Afterwards, this main field current, this main field are your running winding current, which is a high reactance winding. That's why due to the high reactance, we know very well wherever we have a high reactance one, there your current lags the supply voltage nearly 90 degree. So that this is your I main. So the resultant current or your line current, which is nothing but resultant of the two, it is nothing but this one, right? This is the actual line current or resultant current. The angle between voltage and your line current, angle between this voltage and current is the theta or pi accordingly, and the angle between your starting current and your main field current is alpha, which cause we are getting the starting torque or torque. Since here we are having the alpha is nearly 90 degree, which is very high, the starting torque also going to be very high. Why? Because as I told you, we are having a pi m because of the main field current and a pi s because of the starting field current. Now we are having two different fluxes with the phase difference of a 90 degree. So because of this, which will develop the revolving magnetic field. So due to the revolving magnetic field, we are getting the starting torque. This is what implemented here. By the way, we are getting the starting torque for the machine after it starts to rotate. Okay, why it's called a permanent capacitor single phase induction motor? Since this capacitor, which is connected along with the auxiliary winding and main winding, is always incorporated with the circuit. That means even after getting the starting torque, after getting proper running, also this will be in your circuit. So the entire period of time this capacitor will be in the circuit. That's why it's known as permanent capacitor single phase induction motor, which has a moderate torque level and it has a moderate running torque also. When coming to the torque speed curve, since it's a main winding, normally that circuit, single phase motor circuit phasor will be looking like this because of the resultant of forward and backward at the time of starting, that is when s equal to n or ns equal to 0, that is during the starting period the torque will be 0. But by keeping the capacitor and by getting the torque, this will have the good starting torque. This curve will come like this, right? This will be the during starting, afterwards it will get the good running torque also. This will be used in the fans, table fans and ceiling fans. That now we will see in that hardware section also. So when we are coming for a table fan and ceiling fan, this is the application of permanent capacitor single phase induction motor, simply the fans. There is some difference with the table fan and ceiling fan. Table fan, which is a movable one, ceiling fan always fixed with the ceiling. So, do you know one thing? There's a small interesting thing in this ceiling fan and the table fan concept. The ceiling fan, which always rotates in the anti-clockwise direction. This always rotates in the anti-clockwise direction like this. But your table fan, your blades, fan blades are rotating in the clockwise direction. Why? Because that in that table fan, the rotor is rotating. The rotor is rotating one. Okay, so your stator is a constant one there. Here we are keeping the rotor along with the blades. That's why the rotor rotates in that clockwise direction like this in case of a table fan. But when coming to the ceiling fan, where your rotor is constant and your stator is rotating. Why? Because this rotor setup, which is nothing but this is your rotor shaft, which is fitted in that ceiling, and here we are having a coils with the stator. This is coupled with your blades or fan, so that it is movable. That's why these blades, your stator or your blades are rotating in that anti-clockwise direction. We can see now in a practical manner. Now I am going to show you the function of the table fan along with the parts and the function. Right. This is the permanent split capacitor single phase induction motor. Simply sometimes it's called the PSC motor. The permanent capacitor, this is the capacitor which is used in this machine along with the auxiliary winding. Always it is connected along with the auxiliary winding. Second one winding, which is the your main winding or running winding. Two windings are there, both are placed 90 degrees space apart. And this capacitor, here it is a 1.8 microfarad capacitor, so very low value capacitor, so probably paper capacitor. This capacitor will give the a small moderate torque level for this one. Here, but one more concept where the blade is fixed. As I told you, in the table fan, the fan blade which is placed along with the rotor section, which is movable like a squirrel cage rotor. Squirrel cage rotor is a completely shielded rotor. No? So, by giving a supply to the machine, due to the alternating supply, the main winding which will develop only the pulsating torque. But because of the starting winding along with the capacitor, that will develop one more flux. These two flux interacts and develop the starting torque. The final starting torque will move along with whichever is very highest value. So now I am going to turn on that machine. So by giving the supply, it starts to rotate, okay, for the small speed and for the higher speed level. See, now this motor speed is very slow and it's not able to get the proper speed. It is not because of the thing. Why? Because here that capacitor which is overrated, and as well as that capacitor may be failure. If I give manually, right? So by the way, I am manually making the phase difference between the two torques. Obviously, it starts to rotate. By the way, we are getting the high speed.